All right, so you're getting ready for that Front Line Medical Receptionist interview and feeling that mix of excitement and nerves.
Yeah, getting ready for an interview for this kind of role,
Right.
it can be a little nerve-wracking.
Definitely. But we've got all those RoleCatcher resources right here,
Right.
ready to go.
Absolutely. And we're going to dive deep into all those must-knows.
Yes, and especially those tricky interview questions that always seem to pop up.
It's so fascinating because nailing this interview,
Yeah.
it goes way beyond, just reciting answers. It's really about you showcasing those qualities that make a frontline medical receptionist truly exceptional.
Okay, so first let's kind of paint a picture of this role.
Right.
The career guide actually calls frontline medical receptionists
Yeah.
the heart of patient care.
Mm-hmm.
And they handle everything from like those warm greetings to managing records all under a healthcare manager.
Right, under that supervision.
Yeah, sounds pretty important.
Oh, it is very, very important. And that's where it becomes really crucial. To understand what interviewers are really looking for, think of it as like decoding that secret language of the job description.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And that is where RoleCatcher's AI can be a total game changer.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like having a personal interview coach
Yeah.
who can pinpoint those exact skills that the employers want.
Right.
And then help tailor your responses to really hit the bullseye.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get to the AI magic, though,
Okay.
let's tackle some of those common interview questions from the RoleCatcher's interview guide.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's start with that classic. Tell us about your experience in a medical receptionist role.
Okay, that one seems pretty straightforward.
It does.
But I bet there are some nuances to make sure that you don't sound generic.
Oh, absolutely. Instead of just listing tasks like answered phones, think action verbs and those quantifiable achievements.
Well, I like that.
So, for example, instead of I answered phones, you could say, I managed a high volume of incoming calls, ensuring that each patient received prompt and courteous assistance.
Wow, that sounds so much better.
Right.
So it's really about showcasing the impact of those tasks,
Exactly.
not just the tasks themselves.
Yes.
Got it.
And don't forget to mention those specific software programs that you've used. Something like, I'm proficient with electronic health record systems for scheduling, updating patient information, and processing insurance claims.
Right.
That shows that you're tech savvy.
Yeah, you're not just telling them you can do it.
Right.
You're showing them you can walk the walk.
Exactly.
All right, so what about that question that I think makes everyone a little nervous?
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle difficult patients or situations?
Right.
Because everyone has a story,
They do.
but how do we share it effectively?
So the key here is really demonstrating your composure and problem-solving skills.
Okay.
So imagine the interviewer says something like, so tell me about a time a patient was upset and how you handled it.
This is where the STAR method shines.
Okay, I've heard of the STAR method, but a little refresher wouldn't hurt.
Right, so think of it as a storytelling framework.
Okay.
You describe the situation, the task, the action, and the result.
Okay, so the situation, the task, the action, the result.
Right, so for example,
Okay.
the situation could be a patient who's frustrated by a long wait time.
Okay.
The task is de-escalating the situation,
Right.
addressing their concerns.
Mm-hmm.
The action you took, maybe you explain the delay, you apologize, you offer them a beverage.
Those are all good.
And then the result
Okay.
is that the patient felt heard and calmed down.
Okay, so you're really turning what could be a negative
Yes,
into a learning opportunity.
absolutely. And notice how that STAR method
Yeah.
allows you to showcase those soft skills.
Okay.
Empathy, patience, problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
Those are gold in this role.
Absolutely. Okay, now this next question always has me thinking.
Okay.
How do you prioritize tasks and manage your workload?
Because it feels like they're trying to see if I can handle pressure.
Yes.
Am I going to crumble?
Right. It's all about showcasing your organizational superpowers.
Okay, how do I do that?
Think about specific tools or systems that you use.
Okay.
Do you have a trusty to-do list?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a color-coded calendar?
Oh, yeah.
Have you mastered the art of time blocking?
I love time blocking.
It's a lifesaver.
Yes, it is.
Right, and sharing those techniques shows that you're proactive
Yeah.
and that you have a system.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just winging it.
Right.
And don't be afraid to mention previous roles where you juggled multiple responsibilities because the interviewer wants to see you thrive, not just survive.
Okay, this next question is huge CE, especially in healthcare.
Okay.
How do you maintain patient confidentiality?
Right.
I know high P is involved, but where do I even begin?
So high pay is definitely the cornerstone.
Yeah.
So brushing up on those regulations is key. But interviewers are also looking for how you personally champion privacy.
Okay.
So think beyond, that obvious, like, I don't gossip about patients,
Right.
and delve into those specific actions.
So give me some examples.
Okay, so how do you handle those physical files? Are they locked away?
Okay.
What about those digital records? Are they password protected?
Hmm.
Do you use privacy screens on computers?
Oh, that's a good one.
Are you mindful of conversations when other people are around?
Wow, those are really good points. I hadn't even considered some of those.
Right. It's about showing that proactive, ingrained respect for patient privacy.
Yeah.
And this is where RoleCatcher's AI steps in
Oh, good.
to make sure that your answers are tailored to this specific role.
Okay, tell me more about this AI magic.
So imagine you input the job description into RoleCatcher,
Okay.
and the AI analyzes it, not just for keywords,
Uh-huh.
but for those underlying skills and experience that they're truly seeking.
So it's like it understands the subtext
Exactly.
of what they're really looking for.
Exactly.
I know.
And then it suggests how to tweak your answers to highlight those specific qualities.
Oh.
It's like having a personal stylist, but for your interview responses.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
So I'm not just answering the question, I'm
Yeah.
answering the right question in the right way.
exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into another question
Okay.
from the interview guide. This one's about managing all those ringing phones.
Yeah.
How do you handle multiple phone lines and manage call volume?
So this is where those multitasking skills really come into play.
Yeah.
Think about how you prioritize those calls, maybe based on urgency or the nature of the call. What strategies do you use to make sure everyone feels heard
Right.
and no call gets missed?
Got it.
Do you have a system for taking messages or
Yeah.
transferring calls efficiently?
So it's like being an air traffic controller
Yes.
for patient needs.
And demonstrating you can handle that pressure with grace and efficiency is key.
Okay, now this next question
Okay.
dives into the tech side of things.
Right.
Can you explain your experience with electronic medical records or EMRs?
Yes.
Now, I've used EMRs before,
Mm-hmm.
but how do I make my experience stand out?
This is your chance to really shine.
Okay.
Be ready to name those specific EMR systems that you've used
Okay.
and your comfort level with each.
Uh-huh.
Can you navigate them easily?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any special training or certifications?
Oh, yeah.
Highlight those.
So it's not just enough to say, yeah, I've used EMRs.
Right.
It's about showcasing my expertise.
Exactly, because the healthcare field is constantly evolving, so showing that you're tech-savvy and adaptable is a major plus.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit
Sure.
and talk about teamwork.
All right.
Can you describe your experience working in a team environment?
Yes,
That seems like a pretty universal question.
it is, but I bet there are ways to make your answer stand out.
Okay, how do I do that?
So this is your chance to highlight those collaboration skills that make you a dream teammate. Share a specific example of a successful team project,
Okay.
what your role was,
Yeah.
and how you contributed to a positive outcome.
So instead of just saying I'm a team player,
Right.
I'm telling a story that proves it.
Exactly. Choose a story that demonstrates those key qualities that interviewers are looking for: communication, problem solving, a positive attitude,
Right.
and focus on those positive aspects of teamwork.
Yes. Nobody wants to hear about drama or conflict.
Exactly. Keep it upbeat and solution-oriented.
Okay. What about dealing with complaints?
Okay.
How do you handle patient complaints or concerns?
Right.
That one feels like a potential minefield.
It can be,
Mm.
but it's also a chance to showcase those empathy and professionalism muscles.
Okay.
Think of a time when you successfully addressed a patient's concern.
Hmm?
What steps did you take?
Okay.
How did you make sure their needs were met
Yeah.
while also adhering to the clinic's protocols?
So it's about finding that balance
Yes,
between patient satisfaction and professional boundaries.
you got it. And showcasing that you can navigate those tricky situations with grace is key.
Okay.
Now, before we jump into the next set of questions,
Yeah?
let's take a little detour and talk about the bigger picture.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a break from these interview questions.
So this is where the career guide provides valuable insights
Okay.
into the career path of a frontline medical receptionist.
Okay.
It's not just a job, it's a stepping stone
Mm-hmm.
to a fulfilling career in healthcare.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What kind of growth potential are we talking here?
Think specialization.
Okay.
You could become a billing and coding whiz,
Wow.
move into supervisory roles,
Okay.
or even explore related careers like medical records or administrative assistants.
Wow, I hadn't considered those.
The possibilities are vast.
They are.
And don't forget about certifications.
All
The
right.
career guide mentions valuable credentials that can boost your resume
Okay.
and show that you're serious about professional development.
Yeah, certifications add credibility
They do.
and demonstrate a commitment to the field.
Exactly.
It's like saying, I'm here to stay and grow.
Exactly. Now, are you ready to tackle some more of those interview questions?
Yes.
I think so.
All right, we've still got plenty to cover.
We do. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's tackle another one of those tricky interview questions. How do you stay up to date with healthcare industry trends and changes?
Okay, that one feels less about like those specific tasks and more about
Yes.
demonstrating a passion for healthcare.
It is absolutely, it's all about showcasing your commitment to continuous learning.
Okay.
So think beyond just saying that you love helping people.
Yeah.
Mention any professional development you've pursued.
Okay.
Do you read industry journals or blogs?
Mm-hmm.
Do you attend webinars or conferences?
I've been trying to get better about following healthcare influencers on social media.
Okay.
Does that count?
Definitely. It shows you're actively seeking out knowledge and engaging with the healthcare community.
Oh, you can even mention specific podcasts or thought leaders you follow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's about showcasing that I'm not just, clocking in and out.
Right.
I'm genuinely invested in this world.
Absolutely.
What about this one? How do you ensure that the front desk area is clean and organized?
Okay.
That seems pretty basic.
Right. Don't underestimate the power of a well-maintained workspace.
Okay.
So this question is really revealing your attention to detail,
Okay.
your organizational skills, and that understanding that a welcoming environment is key to patient care.
So what kind of details should I highlight?
Share your system.
Okay.
Do you use checklists? Do
Mhm.
you color code for files?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you have a designated time each day for tidying up.
Okay.
Those details demonstrate that you take pride in your work.
Right.
And you understand that a clean, organized space reflects positively on the entire clinic.
It's like those home organization shows.
Right.
Everything has a place.
Exactly.
Okay, this next question always makes me nervous.
Oh, yeah.
What are your salary expectations?
Right.
How do I answer that without, underselling myself
Okay.
or scaring them away?
Deep breaths.
Okay.
So the key here is preparation.
Okay.
Research the average salary range for frontline medical receptionists in your area.
Okay.
Sites like Glassdoor or salary.com can be really helpful for that.
Yeah.
Consider your experience and qualifications.
So I shouldn't just throw out a random number.
Right. It's best to provide a range based on your research. You
Wow,
could
that-
say something like, based on my experience and the responsibilities of this role, I'm seeking a salary between X and Y.
That feels a lot more comfortable
Yes.
than just like pulling a number out of thin air.
And you can also mention that you're open to discussing salary based on the overall compensation package.
Okay.
So that shows flexibility, but you still know your worth.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this one? Why are you interested in this particular position?
Okay.
I feel like this is where I really need to go beyond
Yes.
just saying, I love helping people.
You're spot on.
Okay.
This is your chance to really show that you've done your homework.
Okay.
Why this clinic?
Mm-hmm.
What resonates with you about their mission, their values, or their approach to patient care?
Yep.
Maybe it's their specialization,
Oh, yeah.
their commitment to using the latest technology,
Mm-hmm.
or their reputation for creating a supportive work environment.
Yeah. So it's about showing that I'm not just applying to any medical receptionist job.
Right.
I'm specifically drawn to what they offer.
Exactly. It's like dating.
Okay.
You're not just looking for any partner.
Got-
You're looking for someone who aligns with your values and interests.
Okay. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay. So how about that classic strengths and weaknesses question?
Oh, yes.
What are your strengths and weaknesses?
This one always feels like a trap.
It does.
Think of it as an opportunity for self-awareness, not a confession.
Okay.
Choose strengths that are relevant to the role.
Okay.
Are you a communication whiz?
Mm-hmm.
Are you organized to a fault? Do you thrive under pressure?
And then for weaknesses, I should pick something I'm actively working on improving, right?
Exactly. It shows you're not just acknowledging a flaw, you're taking steps to grow.
Okay.
So maybe you're working on being more assertive
Mm-hmm.
or improving your time management skills.
Okay, so it's about turning a potential negative into a positive
Yes,
by showcasing a growth mindset.
exactly.
Okay, now what about those long-term goals?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So this question is all about your career aspirations
Okay.
and how they align with the clinic's goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about having a rigid 5-year plan,
Right.
but about showing that you're ambitious and invested in professional growth.
So what kind of answer would they be looking for?
So you could mention areas where you'd like to develop your skills,
Okay.
maybe specialize in a particular area of healthcare administration,
Hmm.
or maybe you see yourself taking on more responsibility within the clinic,
Okay.
eventually leading a team or managing a department.
So it's about showing that I'm not just looking for a job.
Right.
I'm looking for a place to build a career.
Exactly. And a key part of that is demonstrating a willingness to learn and grow within the organization.
Okay.
Now, let's not forget about RoleCatcher's AI.
Okay.
It's not just helpful for crafting answers,
Okay.
but also for anticipating follow-up questions.
Okay. How does that work?
So remember how the AI analyzes that job description?
Yeah.
To understand those underlying skills they're seeking?
Mm.
Well, it uses that information to predict potential follow-up questions
Wow.
based on your initial responses.
So it's like a chess game,
Exactly.
thinking several moves ahead.
Exactly. It helps you prepare for those curveballs and ensures you're presenting a cohesive, well-rounded picture of yourself.
That's really helpful.
Yeah. So, all right, let's tackle another question that often pops up. Do you have any questions for us?
Okay. This is my chance to turn the tables
Yes.
and be the interviewer.
You got it.
Okay.
But it's not just about asking questions for the sake of asking.
Right.
It's about demonstrating genuine interest and engagement.
So what kind of questions would impress them?
You can ask about the clinic's culture,
Okay.
opportunities for professional development,
Mm.
or specific details about the role that weren't covered in the interview.
Okay.
It's also a good opportunity to clarify anything that wasn't clear.
So it's about showing I'm curious, I'm engaged, and I'm already thinking about
Yes.
how I'd fit into their team.
Exactly. Asking thoughtful questions leaves a lasting positive impression and demonstrates that you're not just looking for a job, but a place to thrive.
Okay.
Okay.
This has been so helpful.
Yeah,
I feel much more prepared to tackle those interview questions.
that's what we're here for.
Okay.
But remember, practice makes perfect.
All right.
And that's where another amazing feature of RoleCatcher's AI comes in.
Oh, there's more.
There is.
Tell me everything.
So RoleCatcher offers a video practice feature.
Great.
You can actually record yourself answering practice questions.
Uh-oh.
And the AI analyzes your video, providing feedback on your tone, your pacing, and even your body language.
Wait, video analysis?
Yeah,
That sounds intense.
it does.
But also incredibly helpful.
Yes, it's like having a virtual mock interview.
Yeah.
And the feedback is incredibly detailed. It can identify areas where you can improve your answers, like providing more specific examples or using stronger language.
This is incredible. I'm starting to feel like I have a secret weapon going into this interview.
That's the power of technology.
Yeah.
And remember, RoleCatcher isn't just about landing this job.
Right.
It's about equipping you with the tools and knowledge to build a fulfilling career in healthcare.
I like that.
Now, speaking of career growth, let's circle back to the career guide
Okay.
for some more insights.
Sounds good. I'm always eager to hear about ways to climb that career ladder.
Well, the career guide suggests considering certifications,
Okay.
like the medical receptionist certification or the certified medical administrative assistant or CMAA.
Those certifications sound impressive.
They are.
Do they really make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. They demonstrate your commitment to the field and your willingness to invest in your professional development.
Okay.
Think of it as a way to stand out from the competition
Mm-hmm.
and show potential employers that you're serious about your career growth.
Okay, I'll definitely look into those. What else does the career guide highlight?
It also emphasizes the importance of networking.
Okay.
Attending local healthcare events, joining professional associations, and connecting with people on LinkedIn can open doors to new opportunities.
So it's not just about what you know,
Right.
it's who you know.
It's about building relationships
Okay.
and learning from those already working in the field. Networking can help you gain insights, find mentors, and even uncover job leads that you wouldn't have known about otherwise.
It's like building a support system for your career journey.
Exactly.
Okay, before we move on to the next section, I have to ask.
Yeah.
What's like the biggest mistake that people make in these interviews?
You know, it's not being prepared to go beyond that surface level. Interviewers can spot generic answers a mile away.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's about showcasing those specific experiences
Yes.
and those soft skills that make me unique.
Exact. Remember, you're not just a list of skills on a resume.
Right.
You're a person with a passion for healthcare
Yeah,
and a unique set of experiences to offer.
absolutely. Okay, are you ready to dive into some specific examples?
I am.
of how to answer those tricky interview questions?
Let's get into the nitty-gritty of those sample responses.
That's right, let's do it. Okay, so let's get into some of those sample responses
All right.
and really break them down. I'm ready to see these answers come to life.
Great. And remember, these are just starting points. You'll want to personalize them with your own experiences.
Okay.
But let's revisit that first question. Tell us about your experience in a medical receptionist role. And the sample response in RoleCatcher's interview guide really emphasizes action verbs and quantifiable achievements.
Right. Instead of just saying, I answered phones. It's, I managed a high volume of incoming calls, ensuring that each patient received prompt and courteous assistance.
Yes.
It's so much more powerful.
It is.
And notice how it mentions the specific software used.
Right.
I proficiently utilize electronic health record systems to schedule appointments, update patient information, and process insurance claims.
It's showing them you can do it.
It's not just that I'm familiar with the technology, but I can use it effectively in a healthcare setting.
Yes. Very good.
Okay, let's move on to how do you handle difficult patients or situations?
Okay.
The guide suggests using the STAR method for this one.
Yes. The STAR method is perfect for behavioral interview questions because it provides that clear structure for your story. And the sample response describes a scenario where a patient was upset about a long wait time.
Right, so the situation is the long wait time.
Yes.
What about the task?
So the task was to de-escalate the situation and address the patient's concerns.
Okay.
And that's where you highlight those essential soft skills.
And the action taken was to calmly explain the reason for the delay, apologize for the inconvenience, and offer a beverage while they waited.
Yes.
It's all about turning that negative into a positive.
Exactly.
And the result, a satisfied patient who felt heard and understood.
A win-win.
A win-win. I like it. Okay, I'm starting to see how powerful this method can be.
Yes.
Let's look at the sample response for how do you prioritize tasks and manage your workload?
Okay.
This always makes me feel like I have to prove I can handle anything they throw at me.
It's not about being superhuman. It's about showcasing your organizational skills.
Right.
So the sample response focuses on efficiency and mentions using tools like to-do lists and calendar apps to stay on top of tasks.
Yeah, those are things everyone can relate to.
Right.
But how do I make my answers stand out?
Think about what makes your system unique.
Okay.
Do you have a specific method for prioritizing tasks? Do you use any time management techniques? Maybe you're a master delegator?
Oh, and don't forget about communication.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Because making sure everyone's on the same page is essential for smooth teamwork.
Yes. Highlighting your communication skills and ability to collaborate effectively shows you're a team player, which is crucial in this role.
Okay, let's tackle how do you maintain patient confidentiality? This one feels extra important in healthcare.
It is, and the sample response really emphasizes a deep understanding of HIPAA regulations.
Right, HIPAA is the foundation
It is.
of patient privacy. So knowing those rules is essential.
Yes, but the sample answer goes beyond that.
Okay.
Highlighting those specific actions that you can take to protect patient information.
Like ensuring files are stored securely, both physical and digital,
Yes.
using privacy screens on computers, and being mindful of conversations. It's about being vigilant on all fronts.
Precisely. It shows you're not just aware of the rules, you actively apply them in your daily work.
Right.
And that demonstrates a genuine commitment to those ethical practices.
Okay, let's jump ahead to how do you stay up to date with healthcare industry trends and changes? I love how this one focuses on continuous learning.
Yes. It's like they're looking for someone who is passionate about healthcare and wants to keep growing.
Right, and the sample response mentions staying informed through industry newsletters, journals, and even social media.
Yeah, it's all about demonstrating that you are proactive and engaged with the healthcare community, attending conferences, workshops, taking continuing education courses.
Right.
Those all show that dedication to professional development.
It's like saying, I'm not just here for a job, I'm here to be a lifelong learner in this field.
Exactly. And that enthusiasm and dedication will shine through in your interview.
I hope so.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are your biggest takeaways?
I feel so much more confident about tackling those interview questions. Breaking down those sample responses was incredibly helpful. It's like having a cheat sheet for success.
And remember, those sample responses are just the starting point.
Yeah.
The key is to personalize them, showcase your unique skills and experiences, and let your passion for healthcare shine through. And don't forget about all the amazing tools RoleCatcher offers to help you along the way.
RoleCatcher really is a game changer, from tailoring your answers to practicing your delivery. It's like having a personal interview coach in my pocket.
It is so. Go into that interview with confidence, knowing you've got this. And remember, this is just the beginning of your exciting journey in the world of healthcare.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of frontline medical receptionist interviews. We'll see you next time for another insightful exploration.